So over the weekend, I spent about 20 minutes trying to decide if I should post a gym selfie. I must have taken three, but if I'm being completely honest, I think I must have taken eight. Different angles, better lighting, flexed, relaxed, cropped, filtered, and eventually deleted. In the end, I ended up posting absolutely nothing because apparently vulnerability has to be relatable, but not too real. All I could think was, why does my body still feel like a public project?
It's Wednesdays.
Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another episode of Wednesdays with Woody, where we're interrupting your regular Wednesday to bring you, well, another lovingly chaotic interrogation of this mess we call life. Jeez. I cannot believe that we are, we're in May? We're in May. We're in May. I'm really sorry to all of those who are waiting for a podcast episode. Yes, last week. I was on holiday. I was vacationing. I was taking some time off. I was taking some time to recenter, refocus, and do all the things I needed to do to recharge. So we are back. We are here. And we're ready to go. So this week, we're going to be dragging the cult of self-improvement, respectfully. Okay, well, kind of. We're going to be talking about the bodies we've built at the gym, on our feeds, or in our minds. The abs, the affirmations, the almond moms. Because under the green juice and the morning mantras, are we actually healing or just hiding? I remember when self-improvement used to mean reading one book and journaling about your ex. That was it. Now, it's a $4 billion industry with protein bars, protein shakes, protein powders, chakra aligning lattes, and daily cold plunges in tubs we bought from Lord knows where. Wellness has become a full-time job. And if you're not optimizing your sleep, lifting heavy, and microdosing your trauma, well, are you even trying? And if we're really being honest about the whole experience, it's absolutely exhausting. I say this as someone who loves a wellness moment. I do yoga, I go to the gym, I drink my magnesium, but sometimes it feels like I'm not improving my life. I'm auditioning for it. I want to talk about gym for a second. Specifically the gay gym pipeline. Because baby, that's a real thing. I started lifting because I wanted to feel strong. I kept lifting because I wanted to feel wanted. There's this unspoken idea that the more defined you are, the more lovable you become. You sculpt yourself into visibility, into desirability, and into safety. But no matter how much you train, you can't outlift shame. No PR can protect you from the silence in your DMs. No bicep can hold you when you're spiraling at 2 a.m. because you haven't eaten bread in 6 weeks. And still, we train, we chase, we contract and contort for approval. We all love a good transformational post. I don't think I've ever met anyone who doesn't love a good zero to hero moment. But sometimes, glow-ups are just grief in disguise. Sometimes we don't improve, we just escape. I've watched friends go from heartbreak to dumbbells, from burnout to biohacking, from feeling unseen to becoming shredded. And I'll admit I've tried this too. But when you can't control your life, you start to control your body. And if you can't be happy, well, at least you can be hot. But what if you're hot and still unhappy? What if all the kale and kettlebells don't fix the ache? And what if the before and after photos still don't feel like you? There's a slippery slope here. The aesthetic of health has replaced the experience of it. Wellness is now something we wear. Like Adidas, like Nike, Lululemons. Basically, we're just walking brands. Your skincare routine has a TikTok. Your fridge is a designer feature. And you go to therapy, but only to post the therapist's plants. And I get it. There's comfort in control. There's pride in progress. But there's also pressure. Pressure to keep up, to maintain, to prove you're doing the work. And sometimes in that curated journey, all the joy gets lost. But what would it mean to just be? Not fix, not tweak, not glow up, just exist in this body, in this moment, today. Without explanation or aspirations. Could you love yourself without the abs, without the productivity hacks, without the story arc of redemption? Or have we been taught that love must be earned through transformation? Maybe wellness isn't always about getting better. Maybe sometimes it's just about letting go. Of the six-pack you never had, of the idea that you need to be impressive to be lovable, of the shame that whispers you're not enough until you shrink, sweat, or I don't know, order a smoothie of some sort. Maybe the real glow up is allowing yourself to rest, to eat without guilt, to move because it feels good, not because it earns you something. Somewhere along the line, we confused discipline with identity, as if the stricter your diet, the more righteous your worth, as if running marathons or waking up at 5 a.m. makes you morally superior. But joy, real joy, doesn't care how toned you are. Joy lives in the seconds you dance badly in your kitchen, in the breakfast you didn't overthink, in skipping a workout to lay in the sun, in the unposted moments. We forgot that our bodies aren't just projects, they're places. They're how we experience the world, how we hold grief, how we laugh until we cry, how we love, how we come home to ourselves. And the more we chase perfection, well, the less space we leave for pleasure. So, here's a radical thought. What if pleasure is the point? What if your soft belly is not a flaw, but a freedom? What if your stretch marks are not something to hide, but reminders that you lived? What if rest isn't laziness, but wisdom? If we've been sold the idea that worth lives in effort, maybe it's time to reclaim it through ease. Because healing doesn't always look like a transformation. Sometimes it looks like staying within yourself as you are, without apology. So maybe the real flex isn't the body, it's the softness, it's the slowness, the self that doesn't need applause. But you know what, I don't know. I myself am still learning, still lifting, still attempting not to spiral over gym selfies. So let me ask you this. Are we healing, or are we just well branded? And that, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, is where I'm going to leave you this week. Stay soft, stay sweaty, stay suspicious of anything promising to fix your life in 30 days, because, child, it ain't real. Until we meet again, guys, love, light, and love. And I'll see you guys next week. Ciao.